Hi everyone. So we're going to do an energy update for the week of May 13th. There's a lot going on. Specifically on Wednesday, there is a lot going on. So before we get into it, I want to make a really quick announcement. I do have some 30-minute readings open, personal readings open, very limited number. I think there are like 20 left right now. I only had originally opened up like 10, but then they went really fast. So this is like, if you want to get a reading with me, these will be scheduled. Like if you get the reading now, it'll be scheduled. We'll contact you and schedule you at the end of May, beginning of June. There's been a whole lot going on. So I've kind of been taking some time off from doing readings, but I'm opening some up. So I've had several people like direct message me on Instagram and email me and ask. So we are opening up readings. And yeah, they'll all be scheduled at the end of May. You can go to my website, fearlessintuition.net. If you scroll all the way down to the end of the page, you can see where you can order the reading. Also, if you would like to get on the mail list, the email list where you can get updates and stuff like that, if you go to my website, we're going to start. I haven't sent any emails out yet with this new website and the way that it's working, but I'll be doing that probably this week. So if you want to get on the list of updates, and I'll probably start doing blog posts and stuff like that coming up here. Also, you can check out my merchandise. This is one of my new shirts. Welcome to Evolution. I love this. I think this is my new favorite one. So this is also on my website, fearlessintuition.net. On the top banner, you can get merchandise. I think that's it for announcements. So the energy this week, I have my notes in front of me. So if you see me look down, there's a lot going on. So you know me, I'm a Virgo. We do notes. I mean, there's a lot going on. So on Wednesday, the cool thing is right now what's happening, there's this trine. We're going to back up. Let's start with today. There's this sun trine. The sun is in Taurus. Pluto and Saturn are in retrograde in Capricorn. The moon is in Virgo today. A lot of times when we have a trine like this, because it's in Earth, it feels really, really grounded. And the moon in Virgo really can often represent wanting to get things done, wanting to get things squared away. I noticed this morning when I woke up, and I mean, my sun is in Virgo, so I have that Virgo quality all the time. I would say I'm not really a typical Virgo because I don't have to have everything nice and neat and in its place constantly. Like, that's not who I am. I think my Sagittarius moon kind of shakes things up and makes things chaotic. But I did notice this morning that as I was sitting down, I really wanted everything in its place. Like, I moved things around to make sure that, like, I'm looking over here because, like, I had to really just make sure everything was in its place. So, yeah, this energy can really make you feel like almost feng shui, you know, where you really want to, like, move. That's what the moon in Virgo can do. To a lot of people. If you have your moon in Virgo, if your birth moon is in Virgo, you know what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying, that everything really has to be in its place. People that have their moon in Virgo are the cleanest people I've ever seen in my life. So, and like the most organized, and like there's not a hair out of place with them. So, also this, because Saturn and Pluto are in retrograde. So Pluto is the planet of creation and destruction. Saturn is the planet of discipline and karmic repercussions. Because these are in retrograde, this creates a really good foundation and a really big major theme of internal growth. And it's going to bring you a lot of chances to fail until you succeed. It's going to be like, nope, that's not the direction I'm supposed to go in. Nope, that's not the direction I'm supposed to go in. Nope, that's not the direction I'm supposed to go in. And what's really interesting is in my alignment sessions that I've been doing, I do one-on-one alignment sessions. If you're interested in that, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit, because this whole week is like the theme of coming into alignment with your true soul purpose. And the transformative phase that you're actually going through, that internal growth process that you're having to try and figure out what direction do I want to go in, all leads up to the Scorpio full moon on the 18th, which is going to help illuminate all of that. And there will be like these aha moments. If you've been feeling a little bit disconnected and not entirely sure what direction you want to go in, that Scorpio full moon by the end of this week is really going to help with that in this weekend. But for now, this energy, and it's kind of this buildup that we've been feeling the whole beginning of the year. Like, where am I going? What am I supposed to be doing? You've seen the videos that I've said there's this new earth that's happening, this new vibration that's happening. We're all coming into a time of, I can't live like the status quo. I can't live in a shell anymore. I can't live in a box anymore. I can't do what the man, like if we go back to the 70s, that damn man, the man tells me what to do. I don't want to live by somebody else's word. I want to live by my word. And with the alignment sessions, I've really been, my goal is to help you see where you're blocking yourself. My goal is to help you see, like this morning, it was beautiful. I was able to walk through with a client she didn't even realize what her soul purpose was until it made her very, very happy to just start talking about this one particular thing that she's really, really good at, but she never quite thought, oh, wow, I could make money doing that. I never really even thought about it. If it aligns with who you are and it brings you joy and it brings you purpose and it brings you excitement and happy, like that's the direction you want to go in. I remember being at my old job and having to like psych myself up for the first 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, every single morning, because it was like, oh my God, I don't want to go inside. I don't want to go inside. I would sit in my car and I'd be like, you can do this, Betsy. You can do this, Betsy. You can do this. I don't have to do that anymore because I live my purpose every single day. And I want to teach other people how to unblock themselves to do that. This is the perfect energy to learn. Because this Saturn and Pluto retrograde, especially with this trine energy, Venus is moving into Taurus on the 15th of May. That's going to make you feel so grounded and beautiful and supported. And, you're going to be filled with confidence and motivated to get things done. Venus will be in Taurus all month. And then we'll have Mars in Cancer also, which is really going to like help you and this happens on the 15th of May as well. And there will be a sextile between Mars and Venus this week as well. And that is, Mars in Cancer is going to be all the way through to July 1st. And Mars in Cancer reminds you that there's nothing more important than your tribe. Whether it's your blood-related family, whether it is your soul-related family, it doesn't matter. Mars in Cancer makes you want to take care of everybody else. Mars in Cancer makes, you really get in touch with my Mars is actually in Cancer. So I'm very familiar with the energy. I'm actually super, super excited. I love when Mars is in Cancer every year because I get, like everybody else gets to kind of see why I relate to people the way that I do. Because for me, the entire world is my tribe. It's in my 10th house. So Mars is my leading planet in my 10th house, and it's in Cancer. My 10th house is in Cancer. So everybody gets to kind of see, like, this is why I think of you all as my tribe. This is why I'm constantly like the guardian angel. Like, I gotta like get everybody inside the shell and, make sure that everybody's taken care of. Mars in Cancer is going to give us that opportunity to feel super, super grounded with Venus in Taurus and allowing us to be more sensitive to other people and allowing us to take care of our tribe and take care of ourselves. And with this major internal growth with Saturn and Pluto in retrograde, there's this huge opportunity to stop living inside of a box and learning how to live with your heart, right? Having that, because Mars is that fire energy and it makes us really want to, go do something. Now, I will say that Mars in Cancer can give, like on the backside of it, because there's always a negative to a transit, right? On the negative side of it, it can make you a little bit passive aggressive because You're a little bit extra sensitive. You're a little bit extra touchy about things. That's one thing that I've really had to learn about myself, is to not be a passive aggressive person. I used to be when I was younger. I'd just be like, no, I'm fine. That's being passive aggressive. No, and like, you men out there that are watching this know that women are really good about being like, nope, I'm just fine. So this is all about living with your heart. This is all about living in a very sensitive way and allowing yourself to push yourself even more, but doing it in a heart-centered way. This internal growth period is going to allow you to fail over and over and over again until you succeed. It's like no more thinking about it. Like Mars and Gemini is all about, let me think about what I need. I'm going to overthink all of the actions that I'm going to take in life. This is about feeling your way through the actions, okay? Also on May 15th, I told you a lot's going on Wednesday. There is a Mercury sextile with Neptune. Now, Mercury is in Taurus right now. Neptune is in Pisces, where it's sextile, right? This really infuses the thought process of magic. Like in your thought process, we want to infuse it with magic and with empathy. And I love when Mercury is sextile. It's such an easy, sextile is an easy transit. Sextile is an easy, it's easy relationship between two planets. You don't even have to try, So, and that energy can kind of last for a couple of days. So really take advantage of infusing, like believing in magic and empathizing with other people. And your intuition is going to be so much more heightened because, like readings are going to be off the chain this week with that Neptune Mercury transit. So I'm really excited. I'm actually going to finish the love readings for mid-May into June this week. So in the middle of my son graduating from high school. So all of this energy that we have this week is really building up into something super beautiful when it comes to transformative energy. It's all about gaining your power through the pain of the past and allowing yourself to really grow internally from that pain. The Scorpio full moon is actually going to be on a grand water trine because we have Neptune in Pisces and we have the North Node in Cancer. So with this, it's this full moon in Scorpio on the 18th. It's going to help illuminate the direction that you want to go in. Remember that the North Node is all about our dharma in this lifetime. It's all about our soul purpose. It's all about where we want to go. Neptune in Pisces is all about gaining that intuition and gaining that imagination and gaining that empathy and realizing and actualizing, or realizing, not really necessarily actualizing, but with the grounded energy, with the earth energy, grounded earth energy that we have, is really, it's going to help us realize what it is that we want out of life and where we want to go with it and what we want to do with it. After this energy this week is the true test of, are you going to follow through? Are you going to continue to follow through with your plan of moving forward and doing things in a different way? Because if you're continuously doing things in the same way over and over and over again, remember that the more it doesn't work out, the harder it's going to be for you to release yourself from it. Now, if you think you've been doing things the same way over and over and over again, but it looks different in a way where it's not deja vu because you're around different people, you're feeling different emotions, you're gaining different perspectives, your growth process is different, right? Know that that is your soul guiding you on a path that you're supposed to be going on. And allowing yourself to follow that path is huge this week. You don't want to be trapped in the box. The box is not where we want to stay. The box is all about doing things that society insists on us doing in our life. And allowing yourself to be really imaginative. And that doesn't mean to quit your job tomorrow. That doesn't mean to just some people can. Some people can just with the clothes on their back, throw everything in the trunk of the car and hit the road and go wherever their soul takes them to go, right? That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is what feeds you. What helps you love yourself? What helps you come into alignment with your true heart, your true purpose, your true self? because it's 1:11 in the afternoon. That's really cool. So, and it's all about beginnings. 1:11 is all about beginnings. So remember this week that if you have felt like you don't have a direction, or you're a little bit directionless, the opportunities that are coming to you, even in very, very small ways, even in subliminal ways, even in ways that might seem a little bit out there, there's still opportunities. And there's still something that you can grab a hold of that and run with. And the Scorpio full moon, if you haven't really recognized what those opportunities are up until now, the Scorpio full moon is going to illuminate in a lot of ways what that energy is for you. All right, let's get into the card shuffle. I know a lot of people don't like the chatter, but this energy is really big. So I hope you guys were able to listen to this and didn't just skip ahead. Let's get an overall energy first. All right. So we have just breathe. This is actually the Four of Swords in the traditional tarot. So, resting. This is not a time for you to force like when you're tired, because a lot of times when we have a lot of super big energy, supercharged energy going on in the cosmos, in the universe, it makes some people a little bit tired. I know that I really get affected by big transits and the energy. Plus, I'm still trying to get well from having walking pneumonia and a sinus infection. So allow yourself to rest. But the Four of Swords is also about meditation. It's about healing yourself, taking the time to rest, but it's also about meditation where you're allowing yourself to get in touch with your higher self, where you're allowing yourself to expand on your soul's growth. This is the internal growth that I'm talking about, because a lot of times we think that if our outsides aren't changing, then we're not changing on the inside. Through meditation, through allowing yourself to have that conversation with your higher self, and in the one-on-one alignment coaching, I also teach a lot of how to do that. So if you're interested in that, all of that is on my website, fearlessintuition.net. But in order to get in touch with yourself, you have to have that conversation. If you're not having a conversation with yourself, it's time to really begin doing that. And I know a lot of people are like, but talking to yourself, that's a little bit crazy, right? It's not, trust me. I don't know. Trust me, it's not crazy. I get more answers by talking to myself. If I'm not having a conversation with who I am, then there's a problem. If I'm not having a conversation with myself, there's a problem. That's how I get it done. So the Eight of Swords, and this is what I mean. This week is not a week to get trapped in your mind. This is the Eight of Swords is a self-imprisonment of your own making. And then we have the Lovers and we have the Star. I feel like a lot of you are needing to kind of take a break from destiny or fate, if you will, because you don't want to focus on the mission or the journey with somebody else until you've really focused on the mission and the journey with yourself. Some of you might be dealing with a twin flame relationship. I do weekly updates for twin flames on Patreon. That information is below in the description box. If you're interested on following me on Patreon, you'll get updates every week. In fact, I'll be putting an update today for twin flames later on today. But if some of you are dealing with a relationship or a twin flame relationship and you're feeling that it's fated and you feel like you have to go in a certain direction or you feel like you have to do a certain thing or have a certain mission or something like that, don't get lost in that. Don't let yourself get lost in that. You can have a relationship with somebody and not get lost. It's very possible. I didn't think it used to be possible, but it's very, very possible. So allowing yourself to see what your destination is and not getting caught up in the journey of somebody else is huge. I didn't want this, this wasn't meant to turn into a twin flame reading, But I do feel like a lot of you are maybe holding on to or recognizing that you're holding on too tightly to a connection or to a relationship or codependency in some way, shape, or form. And you're really wanting to move away from that. Also, some of you could actually be physically moving this week or thinking about moving with the Six of Swords and needing to save money for that. The Four of Pentacles. It's funny with the Four of Pentacles, typically I'm like somebody needs to let go a little bit in order for the universe to work a little bit more in their favor with the Four of Pentacles. But this Four of Pentacles doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel like I'm being like all crunched up. It almost feels like it's more of wanting to save money or thinking about saving money because you want to move into an easier time. You want to move into a better existence. So if that's the case, either way, whether you're really holding on to a relationship a little too tightly or you are wanting to save money to be able to grow in your life, the Six of Pentacles is asking, where are you placing your energies? Are you giving it to people, places, and things that are giving back to you? Or are you giving it to people, places, and things that are not going to serve you in the future? This could be your time, your energy, your emotions, your material possessions, your money, whatever. Make sure that the energy exchange is equal, whether it's to another person, whether it's to a situation. Make sure it's an equal give and take exchange, okay? Let's see. Let's clarify this. Let's see what the Eight of Swords is. No wonder. Like, I'm just exhausted reading. Like, the energy that I'm getting from this reading is exhausting. So no wonder the Four of Swords came out. Some of us really need to take a break. Maybe some of us, oh, okay. So you're thinking about the heartbreak. There's something, this is the exhausting part. Either you're afraid of the heartbreak, you're afraid of the separation, the fear of it happening is weighing pretty heavily on you. Now, here's the thing, is a lot of times this Three of Swords can be an illusion because, especially if it comes with the Eight of Swords, because I feel like this is more of a thought process. It could be that some of you are still having to heal, right? Four of Swords is all about healing. Some of you could be having to heal from a broken heart from the past. And it could have to do with a soulmate, twin flame, karmic, even, it could even be a karmic soulmate. Let's see what this Lovers is. Yeah, something that you worked really, really hard on. It looks like Eight of Pentacles on the Lovers. There is definitely something that some of you worked really, really hard on. And I think the fear of being hurt again is kind of looming. The fear of being hurt again is looming. But the Star is also about healing. The Star is about balance. It's about fate. It's about destiny. It's about knowing what direction you want to go in and allowing that direction. Could also have to do with an Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra. This could also be something where some of you are feeling a little bit trapped by societal standards. A lot of times I see the King of Swords as a person who, it's not even a person, it's like society. It's the man, basically. It's about, you know, the, somebody who's very much in charge and like tells you how it is and this is how it's going to be, whether you like it or not. Like very tunnel visioned, very much this is the direction, this is the way it's going to be. That's all there is to it. So it's like some of you really see your destination out there in the distance, but you're feeling a little bit blocked by what you have to do, the things that you have to do, the things that you have to, you're very like, you know, very, I can't change the way that I'm doing things because this is just the way that things have to be done, you know, feeling a little bit blocked by that. So Six of Swords, Four of Pentacles. All right. Okay. I feel like some of you are really trying, it's like you're trying to move away from toxicity and toxic people and toxic situations, but it's been such a struggle. And to even do that, you know, this is the Saturn and Pluto thing. The Saturn and Pluto energy in Capricorn that's going to be happening with the sun trining, you know, the sun in Taurus, the Virgo full moon, or the not full moon, sorry, the Virgo moon, that's all happening today. This is where that internal growth, because the Six of Swords again are thoughts, it's communication. You're wanting to, this is where the internal growth is happening. This is where that Pluto and Saturn retrograde, allowing yourself to fail again and fail and fail and fail and fail until you succeed. I think a lot of you are so afraid to fail. Failing is kind of an illusion, because it's not real. You're not actually failing. You're just learning a lesson, right? But it's over and over. You have to, if you're learning the same lesson over and over and over again, expecting to get a different result, and you're not getting a different result, it's time to move directions. And that's exactly what this energy is supporting you to do. And that's what the Six of Swords is saying. It's time for you to think of a different thing. It's time for you to move in a different way. It's time for you to think outside of the box and allow yourself to internally grow, right? So, and then on the Four of Pentacles, we have the Two of Cups and the King of Wands. I don't want you guys to hold on to a relationship really, really tightly because there's a label attached to it, because there's a twin flame label, there's a soulmate label, there's definitely a relationship that some of you really, really want to work on, but it's been painful in the past, or you're afraid to get your heart broken, so you want to work on it, you're holding on to the energy of it, but you're not actually moving forward from it. When you're holding on to the energy of something without actually working on it, like without actually making it better in some way, shape, or form, that's toxic energy. So to explain toxic energy a little bit more, it doesn't actually have to be a real person. It doesn't actually have to be a real situation. It could be a situation that you're making up in your mind that, oh my gosh, things are going to work out because of this, 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 and this, even though all those things have never happened. You're already telling yourself how it's going to fail before you even start. So if you cannot align to the future, you cannot align to the present, right? You cannot align to the present with where you are and how things are going to go with where you are. How can you align to a future? If you're holding on to a situation, but you're not trying to better it in some way, shape, or form. Here's an example. So you dated somebody, you had a really, really great connection, everything was going really, really well. Then you got really scared and you turned around and you said to them, this isn't working, I can't do this anymore, yada, 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 and you walked away. But you're still holding on to the energy of the person because you can't stop thinking about them, because there was something about that person that you really knew that was, but the only reason why you didn't move forward in it is because of the fear of getting hurt, right? That's what this feels like. It feels like because there's this narrative that some of you are telling yourself, that, like, I used to tell myself a narrative that men always leave. I used to tell myself a narrative that things never work out. I used to tell myself that I'm always a failure. They were always lies. Like, men don't always leave. There were things in my life that worked out in really amazing ways. And I wasn't a failure. I was actually a winner more often than I was a failure, but I was focusing on the negative aspect of things, right? So stop telling, this is a time, this energy, and I'm doing this because my notes are up here. This energy that we're dealing with right now is supporting you. And that's why I do the energy updates, because it's all about how is the universe supporting you right now with the energy that's going on. This energy right now is supporting you in a way to grow internally and to allow yourself to step out of the box, step out of the norm. If you want to approach someone because you know, they don't have a toxic energy. Now, think about this. They don't have a toxic energy. I don't want just everybody to start approaching people that has either left them or they've, left a person or whatever. Because you have to use your discernment. You have to use your discernment. If they were not toxic to you, if they helped you grow, if they made you feel good, if your energy was good around them, if there were things about this person that were different than somebody else in a positive way, not because you guys had a really good physical connection, not because this person ghosted you and you need to have closure in your life and so you feel like you need to search them out. No, that's not what I'm talking about. This, and don't lie to yourself when it comes to this either. Because I feel like some of you are going to try and make this fit and be like, well, that person wasn't necessarily nice to me and they didn't really choose me every day and they didn't really talk to me every day or they didn't really want me every day. But I'm going to go ahead and no. I mean, there are some of you out there that have a relationship or have a connection with somebody that's meant to work. But your fear of getting hurt is stopping you from moving forward. That fear is the toxic energy. It's not even about, like, the person was actually good energy to be around. There's a difference between good energy and bad energy to be around. And your intuition and your body will tell you. Okay, this doesn't mean it's that one night stand person. I don't know how much more clear I can be, but there's an individual or a small group of you or somebody out there that has a relationship that you've really, really, really been working you were working very hard on and could actually be something good. And you're still holding on to it, but the fear of you reaching out is holding you back, is stopping you from moving forward. That's the toxic energy, the fear of being hurt by somebody, even though this person may not be the person that's going to hurt you. Yeah, there has to be, and this is what I mean, the Six of Pentacles, we have justice on the Six of Pentacles. It's not the karmic person that doesn't give back to you. It's not the person that ghosted you. It's not the person that is pushing you to feel negative about yourself in any way, shape, or form. This is a person of growth. This is a person of character, high character. This is a person that absolutely 100% wants to see you succeed. And you are holding yourself back and you're not pushing yourself forward out of fear of getting hurt, out of fear of the past pain. And that fear is the toxic energy. All right. And this Scorpio full moon, it could, and I'm even getting I'm getting a channeled message that it could have been around the time of the Scorpio new moon during the Venus retrograde, during the Mercury retrograde last October, that maybe you guys broke apart or maybe something happened where you were forced into, I actually would say forced into separate corners. Maybe the person said that they couldn't deal anymore and they just ran away and now you're afraid to approach them because of getting hurt, out of, your fear of getting hurt. Think about it, rest on it, allow yourself to heal from any kind of trigger that comes up, right? And know and believe and trust that you have the universe's support, especially right now. There's so much going on cosmically that the universe is 100% supporting people, 100% supporting people. All right, guys. Again, remember, I have a very limited amount of personal readings available that will be scheduled at the end of May, beginning of June. And so hurry up and get those because they're going to go pretty quickly. And I am going to have a workshop webinar type thing coming up. Probably the beginning of June. I'm going to do a really big one. The last one was really, really small, but I'm going to do a much bigger scaled one coming up about mastering yourself, coming into alignment with yourself, and helping you do, give yourself tools, what we can do in 2 hours. It'll be a 2-hour class. So stay updated or stay tuned for that, for those updates. if you would like to know, do a one-on-one session to help you remove your blockages and come into alignment with yourself, therefore coming into alignment with your purpose, coming into alignment with a relationship, coming into alignment with a job. If you don't know why things aren't working out for you in your life, I do one-on-one coaching sessions to help you live your best life, master yourself, come into alignment. It's so peaceful when you can finally like look at the world and just be like, everything is in its place. May not be, that doesn't mean it's perfect, but everything is in its place and everything is set. So I love you guys. Have a really, really wonderful week, and I will see you very soon. Bye.